From the much needed Sky Piercer nerf to Aurora getting another buff. Yup, the balanced pair just arrived in the original server and it again is going to bring a shift in the meta. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we are going to go through all the changes that just arrived so that you are always one step ahead. Before we jump into the video, I have something special for you. Yes, just you. This time we are giving everyone 10k Zero coins for free who pre-order with us. Let me tell you how this is going to work. First, pre-order by going into this section and enter your ID and server, complete the order, then in a few minutes our team will add 10k Zero coins to your account once your order is confirmed. What are you waiting for? Go pre-order now and get your free diamonds. Let's start the video off with all the hero adjustments. Xavier is nerfed. The combination of his cooldown reduction and transcendence made the control and sustain damage of his Mystic Field and Dawning Light too powerful. To address this, developer decided to reduce his late game casting frequency while maintaining his burst damage potential. Specifically, his skill 2's cooldown is adjusted to a flat 30 seconds, down from the previous 13 to 11 seconds range. Additionally, his ultimate's cooldown is now set at 56 seconds instead of the earlier 60 to 52 seconds. This should make Xavier less oppressive in prolonged engagements without taking away his ability to deliver high burst damage. By making these changes, developers aim to keep Xavier's high impact movements intact, but prevent him from dominating prolonged fight due to frequent skill use. Players will need to be more strategic with their cooldown management to maximize his effectiveness in the late game scenarios. Roger also got a nerf. Currently his damage output rivals other marksmen in the gold lane combined with his strong mobility, making it difficult for traditional marksmen to be picked. To address this, developer reduced his damage while ensuring his mobility remains intact. His passive ability in both human and wolf forms has been adjusted. The additional damage based on the enemy's current HP in human form is reduced from 5% to 4%, and in wolf form the additional damage based on the enemy's lost HP is also reduced from 5% to 4%. These changes aim to balance his damage output, giving other marksmen a better chance in the gold lane. By tweaking Roger's damage, they are hoping to open up more opportunities for other marksmen to shine. Roger's mobility remains a key aspect of his playstyle, but his overall power will be more in line with his peers, ensuring a fairer gameplay experience. Harith has been nerfed. After the previous adjustments, he remained too powerful during the laning phase in the gold lane. To balance this, developers have made further reductions to his damage and slowing effects. The skill 1's base damage is now reduced from 224 to 334 to 200 to 344, and his explosion damage is reduced from 560 to 860 to 500 to 860. The skill 1's base damage is now reduced by 24 in the early game, and the explosion damage is reduced by 60 in the early game. Furthermore, his ultimate's initial slow effect is decreased from 70% to 50%. And the continuous slow effect is reduced from 35% to 15%. And these changes should make Harith less dominant in the lane, giving his opponents more opportunity to counterplay. By reducing Harith's damage and slow effects, developers are ensuring that doesn't overwhelm his lane opponents, allowing for more balanced and interactive laning phases. Moskov got another nerf. Moskov is nerfed despite previous adjustments. His late game damage remained too high, so the developers have slightly reduced his damage growth. Specifically, his physical attack growth is now decreased from 12.5 to 10. These adjustments aim to balance his late game performance, ensuring he is not overly dominant. By addressing Moskov's scaling, developers intend to prevent him from becoming excessively powerful as the game progresses, providing a more balanced and fair experience for all players. This change encourages more strategic itemization and positioning, as Moskov's raw damage output will be slightly lower. Claude has been nerfed too. Compared to other marksmen, Claude has high mobility and sustained damage, making him quite powerful in the mid to late game. To address this, developers have reduced his damage output. His passive dex to damage is adjusted from 20 plus 30% of total physical attack to 25 plus 25% of total physical attack. Additionally, the inherited attack effects by Dexter are reduced from 30% to 25%. These changes should balance his power and give other marksmen a better chance. By tweaking Claude's passive, they are aiming to balance his overall impact, ensuring that his mobility and sustained damage don't make him too dominant in extended fights. This adjustment will encourage players to be more tactical with Claude, leveraging his strengths without overshadowing other marksmen. Leomord has a buff. He heavily relies on his ultimate, so to give him more opportunity in battles, developers have reduced its cooldown. The cooldown for his ultimate is now lowered from 40 to 30 seconds to 35 to 25 seconds. This will allow Leomord to engage more frequently and be a bigger threat on the battlefield. By reducing the cooldown of his ultimate, developers are enabling Leomord players to have greater presence in fights, allowing for more dynamic and frequent engagements. This change should help Leomord players to capitalize on their ultimate more often, making him a more formidable opponent throughout a game. Aurora also got a buff. She lacked control and damage in the mid to late game, so developers have enhanced her overall performance by reducing her skill cooldowns and increasing her damage. Specifically, her skill 2 cooldown is now reduced from a flat 30 seconds from a range of 13 to 11 seconds. These changes should make Aurora more competitive and impactful in fights. By improving Aurora's control and damage potential, developers are ensuring that she can contribute more effectively in team fights and skirmishes, particularly in the later stages of the game. These adjustments make her a more viable choice for players looking to exert significant control and damage over the course of a match. Time to move on to battlefield adjustments. The Sky Piercer has finally received a nerf. Sky Piercer is nerfed. Developers are pleased that this equipment has been well received, but it's currently too versatile and its snowballing potential is a bit of a challenge to deal with. To address this, developers lowered the equipment's initial HP threshold of the execution and increased the number of stakes needed to reach the limit. This adjustment means heroes who can easily get skill in the early game will be more suited to equip this item. Specifically, the unique passive lethality now has an initial HP threshold of execution, reduced from 6% to 4% of target's maximum HP, and the maximum stakes has been increased from 60 to 80. By making these changes, they aim to curb the item's early snowballing potential while ensuring it remains a viable choice for the right heroes. Are you guys happy with all the changes? Will you stop using the nerfed heroes? Do you still think that Harith is OP? Comment down all your thoughts below. So that will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.